and a very warm welcome to a video with a little bit of a difference today. So we're sat in Elza's beautiful garden, and Elza's one of our volunteers and one of our great supporters, and Elza's really into edible flowers. And this year Elza's been playing with edible flowers, been eating them, been making stuff, and we've come here today to find out a little bit more about some of the common things that might be growing in our gardens that we can eat, that are good for us and that look beautiful and taste delicious as well. So Elza, thank you very much for having us.
You're very welcome.
And this is wonderful, and I feel very privileged that I've been able to taste some of the delights that you've been making over this whole thing. Happy to be a guinea pig. So can you just tell us a little bit about what we've got here?
In early spring, the magnolia tree obviously had loads of these, and I didn't realise they were edible, but the chickens absolutely love them.
Okay.
They just slurp them up.
Oh.
But if you taste it, it tastes a little bit like ginger. You can just, it's like really mild.
Definitely.
Like very mild, sort of between lemongrass and ginger, I would say. So I made a syrup with that, just like you would.
So just flowers, sugar.
What I did is I took the flowers in hot water and boiled that to get the essence out. Didn't boil it for very long.
The bottom bit's actually stronger, where the bit where the petal joins is stronger than
I tried to make glazed flowers with that, but it didn't work because of
it's a strange
bruising.
Consistency. It's very tender.
Easily goes brown from oxidation. But and then you just use the hot water to make a syrup with sugar, so it's literally just
so you filter the petals out once you've boiled them in hot water, and then just use the water as
you only boil it for a little bit and then let it cool down, so it just draws all the flavour out.
Almost like making a jelly.
Yes, like for making a jelly. And
I have had some of this, I have to say, and it's absolutely delicious. So I had this on ice cream, and also in yogurt, and also I tried it like with hot water as a cordial, which was really nice as well.
Yeah, because we had that late snow this year, the magnolia petals were quite ruined, so I made quite a bit of this, but it doesn't last. There's no preservative other than the sugar, so I keep it in the fridge and we just use it as and when. But I've been reading up about phytonutrients a bit, and the darker and more brighter and vivid colours, the more phytonutrients are in it.
So is that the same as in food?
Yes, so like a red tomato or a
like the orange
beetroot or orange.
Potato,
yes, exactly.
Okay.
So the really colourful things are really good for us, and is something that we don't get enough of in our diet. And it's not got vitamins and minerals only, it's actually got these really special
so they're actually the micronutrients that help us fight the diseases, and there's a really wide range of them. So in organic gardening we talk a lot about micronutrients, the stuff, so that's how we would get it in our food.
So obviously if you were going to eat something that's as vivid as
that's amazing,
then you're gonna get all that goodness just from the colour, and the phytonutrients are in the colour and the intense smell and
so that reminds me of an aubergine.
Yes, the colour of an aubergine.
But these grow through our winter, so we could eat these all winter. Where aubergines we can only eat.
I mean, they smell beautiful. They smell really nice. Very subtle.
Oh yeah.
I actually made I've got to bring that out now. I made a hair
rinse
spray, like a rinse for my daughter, and just because she's chemical ruined. Yes. and you just spray it on, and it makes it really beautiful. And,
really? So you spray it on and rinse it off, or just leave it on?
Just leave it on.
Okay.
Like a detangler. I don't know if it detangles, but it really does make it smell nice, and it's supposed to really feed your hair.
I find this really interesting because a lot of what we talk about is about eating food in season, sustainable, things that are locally grown, and you would never think about flowers as being part of that food crop, and yet like I say, these grow all through the winter in your garden.
Yeah, they do.
So there's something. So are you eating these daily? Are they part of your diet now?
Most days, yeah.
In salads?
I would put them on, like they're so beautiful that if you just break them apart and just put them into a salad like that.
Just the petals?
Just the petals, and this bit doesn't taste very nice.
Okay, so you don't eat
I'm
the
sure it's
green
edible.
bit.
And I mean, The chive flowers give such a beautiful
They're
flavour.
amazing. The strong smell.
Those scones are. Did you
Oh.
have a scone? The scones, I think, it's different from having just chive in the scone.
It's different because it's
having
got a
chive
floral
flower.
undertone. It's
It's so
more
gorgeous.
intense.
Absolutely gorgeous. And then of course rosemary flowers, that is just lovely on everything and in everything. I put some just in some molten sea salt to flavour the salt.
Oh, to make some rosemary salt. Did you put
Yeah.
the leaves in as well, then, or just the flowers?
Just the flowers, because they're that beautiful.
And they'll just dry, and the moisture will just come out of
Yeah.
them, and they'll just stay in the salt. Because they won't rot, will they?
No, they haven't, because the salt, I suppose, is a good preservative.
And this one here, I recognise this is garlic mustard,
Oh yes.
which is one of our wild plants that grows really prolifically at this time of year,
It's just like
and it's so strong.
yeah.
The leaf itself is so strong smell of garlic, but I think Saffron had posted a thing about pesto, and that was one of the ingredients that we put in the pesto, so
Oh,
that's
yes, that would be
amazing.
beautiful
But the
in
flowers
pesto.
themselves are quite strong as well, aren't
Yeah,
they?
taste one, it's lovely.
There's just something really odd about eating flowers, I must admit, but actually they're delicious.
They are delicious. They are.
Oh, that's so strong, and so much garlic. And we were talking about this earlier, how we don't get bitter in our diet now, like in like Ayurvedic and in a lot of the traditions. Bitter is one of the tastes, isn't
It's
it?
really good for digestion.
And so things like dandelions, and but we really shy away from bitter in
And
our
yet-
culture now.
Yeah, the bitter herbs is like a really important part of digestion.
And isn't it in
really
this, in
helps
the
you-
spring, people used to eat bitter herbs as a cleansing and a detox after the winter.
Probably, yeah.
So they used to do that, and it cleans the blood.
and the liver.
Yeah. So they're really good for you.
Now I've never had carnations before,
Okay.
so this is the first one. Shall we try it?
Yeah. So again, that's quite a dark
Yeah.
colour, isn't it?
You can eat many flowers. Obviously, you just Google it, what you can and can't. Roses, anything you can eat.
Well,
it, and
we've
it has
got a
a
rose
beautiful
here,
smell.
haven't we? That's a wild rose.
The only important thing is
Oh,
not
that's stunning.
to eat the things you get from a shop, because you don't know whether
What's
it's
it
been
being
sprayed.
with? But thinking about it, I mean, Turkish Delight is made with rose water, isn't it? It's all flowers.
Yeah. Oof. Go on, try
Look
it.
how nice they look.
Smells nice.
Different
Ooh.
textures, aren't they? All of them.
They've got a really big punch.
Different altogether.
I wonder if that would alter if you cook it. That's the
Do you
bitter.
cook them?
I don't know. I've never tried. Gone in.
Oh, and it's crunchy.
I've seen a beautiful thing where you just take any selection of whatever flowers from your garden that's edible, and you dry them, because you can't always eat them the day that you don't have necessarily.
So to preserve them.
Yeah, just dry them on a piece, wash them, put them on a piece of kitchen towel or something, dry them, and then break them up, and then you take something like a soft cheese, like goat's cheese or something,
yeah.
your vegan alternative or whatever, and you just roll it in it, so you've got all these lovely flowers on the outside of this, and you can slice it into little wheels.
Yeah, I've
I'm
seen that. Looks
gonna do that.
amazing.
Looks really
It would make a
beautiful.
lovely gift for someone as well, wouldn't it?
Of course, lavender.
So you said lavender's quite strong. I have had, I remember we went to a lavender day at Ormsby Hall, and they had lavender ice cream and lavender scones and lavender cake.
Shortbread.
And shortbread, yeah, that was amazing. And I think drinks with lavender in as
That's
well.
English lavender, and
Yeah,
this
that's
is French.
really strong, isn't it?
Very strong.
I mean, that smells so strong. But again, it's the colour of the pansy, isn't it? So it's probably really good for you.
But also the colour and the smell, the flavour, what do you
They're
call it?
related.
Yeah, but they both. That's what tells you that there's a lot of those nutrients, those micronutrients in it.
So there is a bit of bitterness in that as well, isn't there? And so nutritionally, do you know how much you would need to eat? Is a little enough?
I don't know. There's very little actual statistics on it. If you read up about it,
That's interesting,
they haven't
isn't
done
it?
studies like we all know. You need to have so much vitamin C or so much fibre or so much, iron or something in your diet per day or per week or whatever. But we don't.
With
It's such a
phytonutrients.
it's such a new thing that people just are realizing that we need to look back into history to when people did eat more of these colorful and really fragrant things. And we kind of stopped looking into that, and it's just developing now. So the scientists are looking into it now, and they just haven't come up with statistics and guidelines yet.
And this looks similar to the garlic mustard, but this is actually, I recognise this as a oriental vegetable. So you could get these in seed packets, and they're just a mixture. You'd get them like with pak choy, mizuna, that sort of thing. And this one's gone to flour, and instead of just getting rated because you think it's gone over, you just chop the flowers off and eat them.
You can just eat them. We had
stir fries.
Yes,
or...
absolutely. And the green pancakes that we had at lunch had some of this in.
See, they've got such a kick. They've got that mustard kick, haven't they?
That's really nice. That would make a beautiful salad dressing.
It would. So what I did last year with some of my leftover cinnamon basil and the lemon basil, do you remember I infused it in apple cider vinegar? And it was amazing, wasn't it?
It was beautiful.
So I'm thinking I'm going to do that with chive flowers this year.
Yes.
And make some onion vinegar, which I think will be amazing.
Chive flower vinegar is beautiful as well. It looks very pretty.
So maybe that's a way we can get it in as a condiment. Like you were saying with the salt and
that
the
is
vinegar.
so nice. I like
it's delicious. So what's your favourite then? What have you discovered in the flowers that you love more than anything? Oh yes, yeah. Oh,
that
this
one.
is the
That is
Fiesta
so good.
Resistance.
That is so good.
So this says flower jelly, but actually it is like honey. You've seen recipes for dandelion honey. So this is, oh look at that.
Oh, I should have had a spoon.
Dandelion and pansy.
Dandelion, and I didn't have enough dandelions to get a nice colour. So I just picked some of these to make
Yellow
it
pansies.
yellow with, and added it because the purple ones have a stronger smell than the yellow. They're not very fragrant, but they're very pretty.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd add the colour to it, but mostly dandelion, just the petals, not the stem or anything else. And it's really funny when you eat that. I remember just putting it in my mouth and thinking, I'm not sure I like it. And then all of a sudden it hits you, and it's just, that's the building block of honey. That's
so
what
it's
honey
the
is made of.
from the flowers.
That's what bees use to
So
make
it's
honey.
actually, so for vegans, it's perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's just sugar and flowers and lemon.
Yeah, I put a little bit of lemon in because I found it very, very sweet.
And it would probably help to set it as well, would it?
Possibly. I used jam sugar, so the sugar
so
with
got
pectin in, because dandelions doesn't have pectin in it.
Yeah. But what were you telling me had pectin in?
I can't remember the name.
Oh, hosta.
No, the tall one behind it, the little berries.
Mahonia.
Yeah.
Mahonia
So I don't know
berries.
what that's going to taste like or anything.
Yeah.
But I'll experiment because it's apparently loaded with pectin.
So interesting. Well, thank you so much for sharing your expertise,
pleasure.
and what a lot of fun you're having playing with
loving it.
flowers.
Absolutely loving it.
So if anyone's had any experience of cooking with flowers or remembers it from the past, maybe grandmas who had that wisdom, feel free to share it with us.